I'm Pamela Washington. I'm the Assistant Principal of Instructional Support, better known as Special Education, at the Erasmus Hall Campus High Schools in Brooklyn. The students that I work with on a daily basis have different learning styles. To work with students of instructional support, you really have to be ready for the challenge. There's behavioral challenges, there's, of course, learning challenges, but there's also emotional, social challenges that the students have that don't allow them to make it in a regular classroom. Teachers who work with students of instructional support are really special because they really give of their time, they really give of their efforts, they really give of their all. They put their all into my students on a daily basis, and the rewards are great. But to work in instructional support is the best thing that you could possibly do. I absolutely love special education, and I'm sure that anyone who would see me in action would understand and know that I am truly all about special education. New York City Public Schools needs special education teachers that have that compassion, that drive, and that true, what would I say, loving spirit, if you will, for our students. So many times these students face so many struggles on a daily basis. And sometimes the academic piece is the one that really suffers because they cannot read, because they don't know how to keep up in mathematics, because they don't know how to decipher language and break it down. And to come to New York City Public Schools allows you the opportunity to work with those students who need that support. I mean, they really, really, really need teachers to know that just because they're special education students does not mean that they're locked behind a door and they're in the basement and they're not allowed to come out. The special education students that we have on a daily basis are included in the entire population. They're able to walk and do whatever they need to do, just as gen ed students are, and they should be able to be treated as such, and teachers should teach them as such. There's nothing wrong with them. They just are in need of instructional support services. That is why I call it instructional support services, as well as other colleagues across the city, instead of special education. And the students feel a lot more comfortable with you calling it instructional support, whereas special education, because unfortunately over the years, the students have been teased about being on the yellow bus and, ooh, look, you're in a special class, or so instructional support, they feel a lot more comfortable with that. And on my campus, the students, you can't tell the difference between a gen ed student and a special education student. They're all the same. They're all in their classes. They're not treated any differently. They're not teased. They're not talked about. They are treated just the same. And that's why if you teach in New York City Public Schools, it is of utmost importance that you treat special education students just as you would a gen ed student. They are just the same, just have a little bit of a challenge. I know that my students have challenges, and when they come in the door, they already know who they are, but a lot of them have come to know that Miss Washington has their back. And I'm not just talking to talk, but I talk the talk and I walk the walk. And they see that because a lot of them, just yesterday, one of them came to my office from college. He came back, he graduated last year. And he said, Miss Washington, everything you said to me was absolutely true. He said, and I'm so thankful. And it took him a little while to get out of high school. It took him about 6 years. But he's happy. He's complete. And just trying to make sure that the words that I give them, I tell them that, I'm here for you. And whatever you need, I got your back. But at the same time, it's a firm but loving hand because that's what our special education students need. I teach NYC because instructional support services is magnanimous.